guys, my name is Haley Sexton and this is Ryan Piercy, and we have a podcast and it is Getting Past First Base. And we have a very special guest with us today.
Taylor Sandefur.
Yes, all right, and we will kind of just be hanging out and just talking and kind of seeing just the touching bases of baseball and kind of him as a coach and former player. So yeah, let's get into it.
So, just introduce yourself, I guess, and what you do here in
I'm
history.
Taylor Sandefur. I'm the pitching coach and recruiting coordinator here. I played here from fall of 2009 through spring of 2014. So I was here a while. And then I bounced around, coached at App State for 3 years. I was at an NAI school for a year, at Division II school for a year, and now I've been back. This is my 4th year back, to kind of keep it short.
Yeah. So from those years of 2011 to 2014, like just kind of tell us your experience of being part of a team that you coach to this day as a player. You know, kind of.
It was really cool to, originally I'm from right outside of Richmond, Virginia, which is about 6.5, 7 hours, depending on the time of year and when I'm traveling, how far it is. And I didn't know anybody when I showed up, so everything was new.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody, and obviously, in the fall of 2009, there was no social media other than Facebook, so it wasn't like, you could just hop on Instagram and find people, and you didn't know the guys that you were coming in with, other than the recruiting coordinator at the time, Alan Beck, gave me the guy that I was living with cell phone numbers. Like, hey, this is who you're living with, good luck.
So that's the only person you know going into the
and we got each other's number. I mean, I've met a couple guys on an official visit, but that was it. So I had contacts with one dude, and I didn't get his number until like April.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, what are you bringing for the dorm room? You know what I mean?
It's crazy how much it's
Should
changed.
I bring the fridge?
Yeah, so the coming down here not knowing anybody, and then the guys that you play with end up being your best friends. Guys that were in my wedding were the guys I played with here, and it's cool because I've been through what these guys are doing, and I know everything they're doing on and off the field, which allows it to be a pretty unique dynamic.
Yeah.
Moving on a little bit, what was it like as a player? You won back-to-back in-season champions in SoCon. What was that like as a player, and how does it impact your drive and your kind of want to win another one as a coach?
So, I showed up, fall of 2019, fall of 2009, spring of 2010 was my freshman year, and we got knocked out in the conference championship game in the tournament as a freshman, and we were that close, and then we came up short. But to see where we started and then where we ended, the mornings you put in, the afternoons, the time in the cage, the time, whatever you're doing that is overlooked, it made it all worth it when you get to dog pile.
Yeah.
Didn't experience those things, and I didn't get that taste of like winning the championship at this level, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. Because it's it's something when you feel it and you taste it, it's something you want constantly, and you're constantly chasing it. So again, I probably wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have those experiences. And from a drive standpoint, I mean, again, it just goes back to what I did as a student athlete. It's the same in terms of I'm going to put in all the hours I have to put in order to get a result.
Yeah.
And you put it in, or you don't, and you know what you're going to get out of it. So again, I mean, that's what drives it, is knowing what it takes.
I think it's pretty cool that like kind of your drive only has that feeling that you had that playing for Western Carolina, and so kind of being as the coach now, I feel like that even pushes you twice as more to kind of have that feeling again. So I think that's like super awesome. And
yeah, and there's a pride component in it because I did play here.
Yeah.
And so there's a level of pride of like wanting it to be where it was.
But yeah, as like you being the boys getting there, like you want your boys to get there.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to be the most winning team here at Western Carolina as a player and coach?
It's really cool to be a part of the tradition.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of put the jersey on before me, and there's a lot of people that have put the sacrifice in that we are putting in, and it's really cool to see or to be a part of that tradition.
Yeah.
And to experience the tradition, because people do care. When you leave, again, obviously I talk to my former teammates and stuff, and they always want to know what's going on. So it's a brotherhood. It's really cool.
Wow, that's so
Seems like something that doesn't ever go away.
It doesn't. You will always have that. You always played here. And again, it's, were you on a championship team? Yes or no? I mean, and then it adds another layer to it. Because that's something that nobody can take away from you.
Yeah. From personal experience and kind of like I was fortunate enough to be able to go to Ohio State's baseball facility, and I kind of went in there and like met a few of the boys and things like that. Like definitely the energy base is completely different from the boys here, and like it's almost like, of course, like we love the business side of it, but we also like love the family side of it.
And watching those guys grow into what they can be.
Yeah.
Because part of the coaching process is recruiting guys, and when you see them as 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, and you see what they can do, and then you're sitting there going, okay, well, what can that guy become?
Yeah.
And then seeing it from the time you saw them when they were in high school to where they end up is the coolest part, in my opinion.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
And kind of seeing how the growth from freshman year to senior year, I bet that is so sick.
It is. It's really cool. And again, building a relationship with them when they're in high school,
Right.
and seeing them, grow as a person.
Yeah. So when you
Bing bong.
would you say that you reach out to people more, or do they reach out to you?
I mean, it's a blend.
A blend, okay.
A summer coach reaches out and says, hey man, I got a guy I think you need to take a look at, or
Yeah.
I'll call, guys that have good relationships with and say, hey,
Yeah.
you got anybody that I need to see, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a blend of both.
I can put this in if you want, but I on Twitter there's a bunch of on like the feed. There's a bunch of like uncommitted like Instagrams. I mean, not Instagram, just like videos of kids and things like that. Is that something that you look at as well?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it like if I see something that pops up and I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Then I will navigate through it as, okay, well, what summer team does he play for? What high school team does he play for? And then I start calling those coaches, the head coach for his summer team, travel team, and then the head coach for his high school team, and start, hey man, what kind of kid is he? What does he do? I saw this video. Is that just we caught lightning in a bottle, like because the camera was running at the right time? Or,
was this one of his good swings, or was this what he actually?
So, but yeah, that is something that we'll navigate.
Yeah.
Hot topic, obviously now, COVID. How has that changed college athletics as well as your job as a specific, like a recruiting coordinator? That's
so. In terms of college athletics, I mean, we have 5 guys on our team that have been in college. This is their 6th year of college.
Yeah.
So to put that into perspective, like we had guys that were freshmen in college and their current teammates were in middle school. Like they were going to middle school dance. And they were in college.
Yeah.
So it's a weird time of like you got guys that are 24 years old playing college baseball, which is not normal.
Yeah.
So teams are older. The other thing, I mean, from my side of it, it's unfair to ask a guy. So like, for example, Nick Hyde. Nick Hyde was a freshman when COVID hit. It's unfair to ask Nick Hyde, hey man, you know, are you going to be back for your 5th year? Like, no matter what, I need to know right now.
Right.
As a you know, COVID freshman or sophomore, whatever you want to call it, like, or even now as a junior, you're like, that's 2 years away.
Yeah.
Who knows what could happen in, you know, 2 years. So it puts us in a weird spot of, you know, not knowing exactly when guys are gonna, you know, leave and when they're gonna be back or stay.
Yeah.
Again, Zach Franklin's married, and we thought that, I mean, he was like, I don't know, man, like, you know, maybe it's time for me to start my life. So that piece has changed because you want to make sure that you're recruiting enough guys to have a competitive team, but you also don't want to run guys off that are like, well, I'm going to come back for my 5th year.
Yeah.
So it's a weird balance, and no one's been through it, so no one
knows.
Yeah, everyone's feeling through it right now. No one really knows what's going on. And then, you know, from a recruiting standpoint of like high school guys, I mean, guys are reclassing to, you know, give themselves another year to help get all the guys that were affected from COVID out, which again is going to lead to, you know, guys showing up, being older, and so it's unique. I mean, no one's ever done it.
If
obviously.
you throw that in, you throw a red shirt in, you throw a
Yeah.
COVID year, you throw a reclass, then you got, like you said, 25.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you got dudes that are old. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a really unique deal, and again, no one's been through it, so it's not like you can reach out to somebody and be like, hey man, I need some advice.
Right.
This is a first for everyone, so we're all going through it at the same time.
Yeah. Interesting. So, as a whole, what does Western Carolina baseball mean to you?
I mean, it's a family, and it's something. I mean, again, you know, Coach Mo's been here for 15 years, and this is his 15th season, and I've been with him for 9 of the 15.
Yeah.
He's known me for a long time. He knows my family. I mean, again, my first son was born here, and when I was working for him, it's a very special place for me, my family, and it's why it made it so easy, you know, to come back, which it is home for us. And again, there's a pride component because, you know, I put the jersey on, I played here, I did it. I want to see it grow and become what it can be.
Yeah.
Which is something pretty special. So
Yeah, that's so sick how, like, Coach Mo being your coach at the time and who's now is your
yeah, I mean, he met me when I was
kid.
he met me when I was 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah.
I think I just turned 17 when I first met him, and now, you know, I'll be 31 in March, and I have a kid. So he's known me, I mean, again, almost half my life.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty unique dynamic. But again, that's what makes it so cool and so special.
Yeah. Even Coach Lab too.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean,
little son.
yeah, yeah. Take him under my wing, show him
Yeah.
the ropes.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, your son, what do you, I'm sure you obviously want him to play baseball, and or is it just kind of, I know it's different with every like that was a college athlete, now obviously you're coaching, so I know some people are like, yes, he's playing.
I just want him to be passionate about something.
Right.
If it's baseball, great. Obviously, I would be better at helping him with that than some other sports. But I mean, if he ends up wanting to, you know, be the next JJ Redick and splash 3 balls at Duke, like, great, man, like, that's awesome. Like, go do that. Or
Yeah.
you want to go be the quarterback at Alabama, like, do that. Like, as long as you're passionate about it and you care about it and you dive into it and you put the work and the energy and the effort into being really good at it, that's all I care about. I don't care if it's necessarily baseball. I mean, that'd be awesome, don't get me wrong. But, you know, he's going to be growing up around it. I mean,
Right.
he's going to be, you know, my wife has to do she has like a seminar she's doing at 4:30. So she has to drop him off at the field today.
Yeah.
Like, so he's going to be around it. He's going to be
He'll grow up
exposed to
around
it.
his whole life. Yeah.
And again, it's not just baseball. I mean, it'll be, you know, the football games, the basketball games, soccer, tennis, whatever it is. Like, he's going to be involved in it. He's going to be running around here like a madman soon. It's going to be hard for him to not be
Yeah.
into athletics because he's going to see the environment. But if he's not, so be it. I mean, just be passionate about something and chase it.
Yeah.
So that's what I want for him, is just to find something he truly loves and he's truly passionate about and dive into it.
He's definitely passionate now about being stinking cute.
He is. He's a cute
He's
kid.
cute.
Yeah, he was in his ball pit yesterday. We got him a ball pit for
Oh,
Christmas or for his
gosh.
birthday. He turned 1 yesterday.
Oh wow.
So yeah, he was going around the ball pit making a mess. And
Having a
so
ball.
Yeah, having.
No pun intended.
Okay, well.
All right.
That kind of wraps it up. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you again, Coach Sandy,
Absolutely.
for coming in and having us, ask you a whole bunch of questions
Yeah.
and just seeing the well-rounded place that we call home. And no pun intended on that either. I mean, no, but yeah, that's it.
Dead.
That's it.
Joke's dead.
Yeah.